What is going on YouTube? Jay here from Maji and Jay. Today bringing you another replica comparison, and I'm talking about the AirPods Pro. Well, the ones on my right hand side, believe it or not, are the fake ones. The one on the left hand side are the real ones. I got them from a local retail store, Walmart. I went to Best Buy, I went to Target, and they didn't have them in stock. The nearest store for those two stores that I just mentioned, Target and Best Buy, were about an hour and a half away from here, and they had them in stock. But now this, I was able to find it, the last pair at Walmart. Who would think? Now, when you first get it, they come wrapped, both of them. So this one had a very unprofessional wrapping. The line wasn't consistent. On the edges, it had some imperfections, some cutouts, and it looked like it wasn't just professionally wrapped. On the other hand, the real AirPods Pro, they had a little pull tab on the side. The line was very straight and consistent. There were no imperfections, and everything was just like Apple does it. You know, they do a very good job packaging their content, and that was no exception with this particular product right here. Another thing that I noticed is that when you shake it, this one, the fake, makes a lot more noise, and the real one are a lot more quieter. That's because everything has been placed inside a lot tighter. Everything makes a lot more sense, in my opinion, when you open the box, and you're going to be seeing that here in just a second. But at least those are some tips that I'm giving you to help you distinguish the fake versus the real. But now, like I said before, guys, this is a very difficult one because when you are looking at the pictures, both of them are kind of like 3D printed. You can feel it when you touch it. But now this one here, the real box has a little bit more details than the fake box. This one looks a little bit more blurry, and you can't really see the mesh right there. And on this one, you can tell that there's a mesh. I mean, in real life, you can easily tell, but this is only if you have, you know, the real box side by side. This is how you can really compare it. On top here, if you look, the AirPods Pro logo are identical. They're shiny, they're good looking. On the side here, the Apple logos have the same size. They are located on the same position. On the other side here, again, the same story, and these are the fake, these are the real ones. On the back side, you can see that, well, the fonts are a little bit different. The fake one has them a little bit bigger, this one are a little bit smaller, and the same thing goes for these writings right here. You can see that the ones coming from the real box are slightly smaller than these ones right here. Now, all the warranty information on the back, like serial number and all that, are basically the same, and this is what really makes it scary. Now on the, let's see, which one is the fake? Yep, this one is the fake. We can see that they have two stickers and the real ones have one sticker. And the next thing is that right below this barcode, it has this logo. This one doesn't have the logo, but now this can change from time to time. Another thing is that the real box has like a bone white color. This one is like more pure white. I don't know if you can see that, but it's not just the camera. In real life, it looks exactly the same. So let's go ahead and get started here with the real ones. So you can see that everything again fits very nice inside. There's barely any gaps here, and these are where all the manual sits. You can see we have a couple booklets. There are no Apple stickers here. Okay, so let's set this aside for a second. Here we have the casing for the AirPods. These are wireless as well. You can see right here the little LED indicator. You have the lid. Everything looks beautiful. On the inner side here, we have some writings like we do on the AirPods products, like the previous generation, the first generation, the second ones with the wireless charging, and now these, they all have the same information on the inner side of the lid. And on the back side here, this hinge is made of metal, and we can see it says designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. We have a pairing button right here. On the bottom, we have the 8-pin charging port. The finish is super nice, and overall, I gotta say, these are really good in terms of sound quality. Now, this is where I notice a difference. On the inner side of the box, we have a little pull tab. Okay, when you remove it, we have some earbuds. Okay, this is in case the ones that are on the actual AirPods right now don't fit you well. You can change them, and we're gonna see in a moment that the fake ones don't have that as of right now, but that can change anytime now. So anyways, here we have the lightning cable, And this one has lightning to USB-C, as you can tell. And that's pretty much all we get inside of the box. So very simple, but it's a very good unboxing experience. So here now we have the box of the fake ones. And the first thing I notice is that, well, there is a little gap between the sides here, and maybe that's what makes it rattle a little bit. And also this one is protruded a little bit. I would say maybe by 2 millimeters. They're not sitting flush with the edge of the box. Okay, so taking this out, the manuals are very scary close in terms of all the booklets that are inside. They are identical to the ones that you saw from the original box. The next thing we have here is the Airpods. But now when you guys compare one and the other, let me show you real quick, is that the LED on the real ones is a little bit smaller right there, and on the fake it's a little bit bigger. So at least that's the first thing I noticed at a glance. Also, the real ones have like a bone white finish, just like the box, and these ones are pure white. So that's another difference. Now, when it comes to the inner side of the box, you can see that we don't have that nice pull tab. And when you remove this, look how sloppy they wrapped up this cable. And also, it doesn't go from USB-C to lightning. You can see that this is the standard USB cable with the lightning tip at the end. So that's an indication, at least, that you can see quickly if you are getting the real ones or the fake ones. Again, no earbuds, you can't change them, and it feels cheap. I mean, just holding the box doesn't feel like it's the real one. Alrighty guys, so aside from the colors and the notification LED light here on the front side being a little bit different, on the back side, the real ones, they say designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. This one is missing it. The second thing is that the hinge on the real ones are made of metal. This is made of plastic, and then they painted it as if it was metal. Also, look at the lines, they're not consistent on the lid. And the buttons, well, they are about the same with the exception of the color. The charging ports are also the same, and they are located on the same location. And you can even see that we have that silver rim around it, just like on the real ones. And when you open the fake ones, on the top side of the lid, now remember this can change. Maybe by now they probably have the ones that are 1-to-1, meaning they have all the writings on the top side of the lid, but as of right now they're not there. Okay, on the real ones you can see it right there, you have it on top. Second, just look at the hinge from the inner side, they are different as well. Now on the original AirPods Pro, we have way more sensors going around. So we have these right here, I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little mesh, and this is for a speaker that is located on this side of the AirPod. I guess this is for bass. Then we have a sensor on the bottom, and on the other side we have a microphone for the noise canceling, and the tip is a little bit different as well. We have 2 points of connection for charging. You can see the R there for right side, and even the inner side of the AirPod is different. I'm about to show you that right now. So let's go ahead and open the fake ones and pull out the right side. And here you guys can once again see what I was mentioning before. There's no mesh on this one. Okay, it is missing, but once again you can see it on the real one. This is for the bass. On the inner side we can see that the structure is not the same either, and then the rim that goes on the bottom side is different. These are the connection points for charging, but now the lower sensor appears to be fake. It's just like a paint. I don't know if you guys can see that right there, but these are actually real. Actually, you can see the sensor working right now. Okay, this sensor is so that it detects when you take them off your ear. It'll pause the music. When you put them back on, they automatically connect, and so on and so forth. So these are going to be just automatic. Okay, the color, once again, these are more like bone white, and I'm talking about the real ones. The fake ones are more like pure white. And again, physically, that's pretty much it. These have the touch sensor, so when you touch them, it'll pause and play your music. It'll skip it. You have to have both, I believe, but you can skip it, and you can activate Siri with the left one. But now I'm going to show you something that is going to tell you for sure which ones are the real ones and which ones are the fake regardless. There is a sensor that the Chinese are not able to replicate as of right now, and who knows until when, but there is a special sensor on the real ones that when you go to the Bluetooth settings, you can actually change certain settings, and you're not able to do that on the fake ones. So before we jump into connecting this to my smartphone, I want to show you guys that they have wireless charging, and I'm talking about the fake and of course the real one. So I just want to show it to you real quick here. This is the wireless pad. This is an aftermarket one. It works for iPhone, Android, you name it. Anything that uses the wireless technology will work with this. So let's go ahead and put it on top here. And the first thing you're going to notice is that the light is going to come on. There we go. And they are currently charging. It's hard to tell. Let me see if I can flip it a little bit. It's hard to see the light, but it's there. I can see it in orange. And again, these are the fake ones. And here we have the real one. So all we got to do is just sit them on top, and this has a better LED light. I don't know if you guys can see that, but the LED light is a lot stronger than on the fake ones. So at least we know that, again, both of them have wireless charging and it's working as intended. So there's no glitches, there's no problems there. Another thing I want to do here is grab my scale, and we have it in grams right now. And you can see right now it says 0. So let's go ahead and weight the original ones. These are 56 grams, and the fake ones are 41 grams. Alright guys, so here we are all set with the iPhone 11 Pro Max to go ahead and proceed with the pairing of the original Airpods Pro. And you guys can see it here from the back. It says designed by Apple in California, assembled in China. And these are the fake ones. So let's go ahead and get started by opening the lid. And here we go, and let's see how long it takes to read it. And then it says not your AirPods Pro. Let's click on connect, and I think we have to press and hold the back button. So let's do just that, and voila, there it is. You can see that, well, everything is pretty nicely done. All the animation is really cool. And again, these are the real ones, so this is expected. So let's go ahead and click on the X. This is basically telling us how to activate noise canceling and so on and so forth. So let's click on exit, and now here it's asking us to connect. Let's click on connect, and it's going to give us, let's see here. Okay, I got that already. Okay, it's giving me the same message again. Let's see what's going on. Let me close them, open them again, and there we go. Now that they are paired, it's giving me here the information for the percentage of the battery and the case as well. Now, this is something that I find very interesting, and it has to do with details. When you remove just one, it tells you now the battery of each one. So it says that this one is charging and that the right one is out of the charging case, but that it is at 100%, as you guys can tell. This is a very cool detail. Now, there's something that unfortunately the fake ones can't do, and I'm about to show you that. So when we exit this message, right, and we go into settings, and then we go into Bluetooth, you guys can see that it says Jay's AirPods Pro. When I click on them, okay, right here, when I click the I, excuse me, now you can see I have more controls over the AirPods Pro. That's because this one has a special sensor that unfortunately the fake ones don't have, that allows you to customize it even easier directly from your phone. So now what I'm going to do is unpair. I'm going to exit out of here, and now we're going to pair the fake ones. So once again, I'm going to open the lid, and you guys can see that these are the fake ones. I'm going to open the lid, and it says not your AirPods Pro. Very similar message to what we saw before. So let's click on connect, and now it says hold and press the button. You're gonna do just that, and it works. So far everything is exactly the same as the real ones. So it says connecting. Let's see how long it takes to connect. And I think they have paired already. So you can see the message, everything is exactly the same, guys. So this is a very cool feature, knowing that these are fakes. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and exit out of here. And now we get the same message as before with the battery percentage. The case is at 100% and the AirPods are at 100%. Now when I remove one, check this out. You see, it tells me the same information. I have one that has been taken out of the case, is at 100%, and the other one is charging. Let's go here into settings, and then let's go to the AirPods Pro. You can see it doesn't say Jay's AirPods Pro. Let's go ahead and click on here, on information, excuse me. Let's go back. It is connected. We go into information, and you guys can see that it's not giving you the same options as we saw from the original ones. So this is a really easy way to tell which one is the real one and which one is the fake by connecting it, going to Bluetooth. And if you don't see those extra settings on there, then you need to start asking questions. Okay, so here comes the testing part. I'm using, in this particular testing, the NCS channel, and I'm doing one of their own songs. And by the way, if you guys don't know what NCS stands for, it's called No Copyright Sounds. So as you guys can tell, these are the real ones once again, and the AirPods are not inside. I have them right here. So what I'm going to do is get my microphone closer to the AirPods, and then we're going to test this song for about a few seconds, and we're going to do the same thing with the fake ones, and hopefully we can tell the difference between each other. So here we go. And now that we tested the real ones, you guys saw me struggling a little bit holding them. That's because I had to cover the sensor that is at the bottom side of them. And these sensors are the ones responsible, as I mentioned before, every time you take them off your ear, it'll automatically pause the song, and the same thing to put it back in play. And they don't really pair completely until you have them on your ears or in your ears, unfortunately. So this sensor has to be covered in order for me to test them, and I think I did an okay job. Hopefully you guys heard the sound quality coming out of these. It is absolutely amazing. The bass is great, and the details are unreal. Okay, so now we have here the fake ones, and these are a lot more sensitive in terms of touching them to play the song. I'm gonna show you that right now. So if I just tap on them, you can see the song is playing now. If I want to pause it, I'll just tap it again. Let's see, I think I have to tap it a little bit harder. There we go. It just paused the song, and I don't have to cover the sensor. So that's an indication that we don't have the same sensors as the real one. So this is another easy way to detect if you are buying a fake or real one. But anyways, let's go ahead and test them out, and hopefully you guys can hear the quality out of these. Here we go. Now that we concluded the testings of the fake ones, you guys can't deny the fact that they sound really good for only $79. I mean, this is crazy good if you guys ask me, but they are lacking bass and they're also lacking certain sensors like the ones that I already showed you guys. And the bass is because we don't have those extra speakers coming from the upper side of the AirPod, or actually the inner side of the AirPod, which is right here. This is just a line and painted on there to make it look more like a one-to-one, but in reality it's not there. So hopefully within maybe a month or so, we're gonna see it exactly the same as the real ones, maybe with better bass, with better sensors, and so on and so forth. And also the bottom side has to improve as well. These are not the same as the real ones. The connections for the charging are a little bit different. Now the microphone quality was also really good. Everybody was able to understand me every time I place a phone call with these. Also keep in mind that you are able to activate Siri with the left hand side one. All you have to do is place your finger over it and boom, there we go. We have Siri. To close it, just tap it once more and it's gone. And I'm talking about the fake ones, guys. So again, as you can tell, these are very, very impressive. You can skip songs, you can play songs, you can do everything directly from them. But now when you take them off, they're not going to be detecting the same way as the real ones. I mean, they're not going to be pausing the song, they're not going to be doing any of that, and they're just going to pair automatically as well. So at least you know now exactly how to spot a fake one, at least with this particular model. But keep in mind that things can improve over time. And when it comes to the battery, these one lasted about 2.5 hours with straight usage, and I'm talking about individually. And the real ones have about 3.5 hours approximately, almost 4 hours, depending on how often you use Siri and how often you make phone calls and use it for music. They could last up to 4 hours as advertised, but these in particular lasted about 2.5 hours. So assuming that you use them individually, you're gonna get about 5 hours total. And they charge pretty quickly as well. The case did handle quite well. I only used them for about 2 days, so I can't tell you exactly how long the case will last, but I can tell you that in those 2 days I didn't have to charge it. So again, that's, I guess, it's a good indication that they last, but they're probably not as good as the real ones. With this being said, guys, let me know on the comment section below if you have any questions, and if you want me to do a separate video providing more details, I can do that for you. Thank you so much for watching. Please don't forget to subscribe if you haven't done so. Click on the bell, that way you don't miss videos like this. I'll be bringing them more often now. Thank you guys for supporting my channel. I really appreciate it, and I will be seeing you guys on my next one.